Hello, friends, and welcome. Let's start with a prayer together. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, Guru Preceptors, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Layadi Mahashaya, Swami Sri Yukteswarji, beloved Master Paramahansa Yoganandaji, saints of all religions, we bow at thy feet. And we ask thy blessings on our class today as we seek to attune ourselves ever more perfectly to thee. We are thine, be thou ours. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome, everyone. Today we'll be talking on the topic of devotion and joy on the path to freedom. We'll start with a song, a chant really by Swamiji, and then an excerpt from a talk by Swami Kriyanandaji on this topic. Thank you everyone for joining.
I have made thee pole star of my life. I have made thee pole star of my life. Though my sea is dark and my stars are gone. Though my sea is dark and my stars are gone. Still I see the path through thy mercy. Still I see the path through thy mercy. I have made thee pole star of my life. I have made thee pole star of my life. Though my sea is dark and my stars are gone. Though my sea is dark and my stars are gone. Still I see the path through thy mercy. Still I see the path through thy mercy. I have made thee pole star of my life. I have made thee pole star of my life. Though my sea is dark and my stars are gone. Though my sea is dark and my stars are gone. Still I see the path through thy mercy. Still I see the path through thy mercy. Still I see the path through thy mercy. Still I see the path through thy mercy.
And so we see that the goal of life is that final liberation. But you know, it's not as if you were entering a desert and you had to go all the way across a Sahara, let's say, or a vast sandy waste until finally you reach the river of divine enlightenment. No, it's not like that. It's that the country, everything becomes greener and more beautiful. Life becomes much more beautiful when you meditate. As my guru said, the senses become enlightened, enlivened. Colors become more intense. Sounds become more beautiful. All the senses everything is more enjoyable. You notice, most people, as Jesus Christ put it, let the dead bury their dead. Most people are dead spiritually. And you look in their eyes and you see they're just sort of lumps of meat there for eyes. They can see, but there's no energy there. There's no life there. There's no joy there. The goal of life is not something that you have to go through suffering when you talk about all the tests and trials and everything that a devotee has to go through. Don't think he suffers. It becomes still more and more enjoyable. I was talking about when people were trying to destroy me in court and everything. I felt joy. It's not as if some people were crying from my suffering. I wasn't suffering. I was perfectly blissful. And I really felt it from my heart. Not just sort of, all right, God, if you want it, take it. No. I just said, nobody can take away from me the only thing that matters to me, and that is my love for God.
I'd like to start with the reading from Conversations with Yogananda. The master favored calm, determined renunciation over emotional world rejection. When one feels emotional rejection, there usually lingers inside him also a subconscious attraction. During a discussion with me at his desert retreat, he told me the following story. I met a young woman years ago in Mexico City. She taught yoga and was very committed to this path. One day I asked her, "How do you feel about marriage?" Her answer quite surprised me. "I have given my life to God," she fairly shouted with intense vehemence, "and I will continue to serve him alone, without a mate, faithfully, devotedly, every year of my life, forever, until I die." My goodness, I exclaimed, "Why that emotion? One must renounce feelings also." I was going to compliment you on your spiritual commitment. Seek God lovingly and one pointedly, but seek Him also with deep calmness. This is a very interesting topic. And when we think about it, we can't go through our spiritual path, be on the path like this woman, like I gotta do it, I'm gonna do it, and nobody's gonna stop me from doing it. And it's just too tense and too stressful, and for sure, too much emotion. So we have to turn that around. Why do we do things that we enjoy, we love? We do them, things that are successful in our lives, perhaps, because we do them with our heart. We don't do them just out of a dragging down, and I'm going to kill myself if I don't make it, and a long face and all. You won't make it that way. It's a long path. And as Master told Swamiji, you have a long, dry path until you develop the heart, develop devotion. And we have to realize that we have such a blessing. First of all, we should just be so grateful, happy, joyful, opening with love, because we have the spiritual path, we have our gurus and the practices and the techniques, and we have our spiritual friends, guru bhais. It's just such a blessing. And one man said to Master, "I don't think I have very good karma." And Master said, "Listen, it takes very, very, very good karma to even want to know God." And we have that good karma. And so to already be rejoicing that we found a Master found us, that Swamiji found us, that Ananda found us. I mean, we didn't find this ourselves. We were magnetically drawn. God found us. And so already we should be rejoicing every day that all you have to do is look at people, like Swamiji said about people's eyes and what you see in there, envy or doubt or heaviness or depression or disappointment, or because they've had some financial crisis or somebody died or their health has gone bad, or there's no happiness there. They can have everything in the world. People can have all the money in the world. Are they happy? People can have all the beauty at a certain point in their life. Are they happy? People can have all the people, friends around them adoring them and pumping up their ego. Are they happy? That's the question to ask. Are they happy? And I mean, I think Swamiji said he was desperate when he came to the path. He had tried everything. And I remember I was desperate. I had tried this and that and nothing worked. And I still felt this big hole in my heart. Like, there's just gotta be more to life. And I know you feel the same way. There had to be more. And then we read Autobiography of a Yogi, or we came to a class, or somebody told us about Master's teachings, and we realized that the happiness is inside. It's a moment for rejoicing every day, to just be grateful that Master found us and brought us onto this path again. And once we start on the path, the question is, how do we keep going? It's like I see people at the beginning, they're enthusiastic, they're just, hey, I'm just so happy. But how can you keep that fire burning? How can you keep that joy going? How can you keep the love going the whole path? It's a long path. It's not overnight. It's not a weekend. It's not a year. It's not a few years. It's a long path. And we have to keep ourselves going enthusiastically with joy. And like with anything, at the beginning, you get a new job and you're so happy, I got a new job. And you got married. Oh, I found the perfect mate. And now I'm so happy. And then you have your first child. Oh, we had a baby and we're so happy. And I see this with people, but how long does that last? It usually after a while, well, you drag out and you're just not as happy. And so how do we make our spiritual life work? How do we keep that going? And sometimes you feel like, oh, I was happy at the beginning. I was enthusiastic. I loved those exercises, but I just don't want to do them. I don't want to get up. I don't want to meditate. I don't want to go to the satsang. I don't want to do seva. We call that the unwillingness monster. He just grabs you and says, just don't do that. You don't want to do that, dude. You're not really meditating anyway. And all those exercises, are they helping you? And it just starts giving you negative thoughts and you buy into them. And then one day you stop doing, and another day you add 2 days, and there's 3 days, and it keeps going until you've fallen off or you at least slipped off the path. And I think it just every person goes through those tests where you're strong, and then the old karma of the past, the old environments, the old friends, it hit me hard. Suddenly I was gone, and I said, gosh, what happened? 3 years is a long time to be away. But thank God I was able to come back. But what do we do when that happens? Do we force ourselves? I'm going to force myself to get up. I'm going to force myself. I'm going to force myself. And then you see the long face and the heavy energy. And I'm just going to do whatever just to make it happen. That's not going to last. And like Swami Sri Teswarji said, you don't have to disfigure your face to be on the spiritual path. And also that finding God will be the funeral of all of your sorrows. And so, how do we keep our joy level going? True devotion really means not forcing yourself and plodding along. And I remember I went to Swamiji once. He asked me to come and help him do something, pack or unpack. I don't remember which it was, but I lived near his house. I said, sure, I'll come. And then I get down there and, he says, oh, I'm so grateful for your help. And I said, Swamiji, only if I were dead would I not come down here. I said it was such intensity. He says, relax, it's not that big of a deal. And I think in my life, I've had to balance, and we all have to balance. You can't just race 100% of perseverance. You're just going to kill yourself until you get to God. It just isn't going to work. It doesn't work. We need joy. We need enthusiasm. We need love. And I think of how Master, when he went to America, he had so much magnetism. He didn't force people. You got to do this, and he joyfully reached out to people and with love, and people were drawn. They were drawn to the path by his love and joy and enthusiasm and his demonstrations of energization and all his affirmations and the healing prayers. And he was just bubbling over with God. And I think of Ananda and how it was founded, and it wasn't easy, and the whole community burned down. People were joyfully rebuilding it. that because it was something that they wanted, they loved that community in their hearts. I wasn't there at the time of the fire, but I would have been out there with them, joyfully rebuilding. And I think of in India, how we got here and I didn't know one Indian, I didn't know anybody. I just knew Swamiji and the other Westerners here, but we go around to all the major cities teaching. Every month, a different city teach level one, then we go level two and come back, do level two and come back and later level three, level. I remember getting up on tables. Because we didn't have a stage and demonstrating energization and then going around and testing people's muscle energy. And I mean, why did we go? We loved it. We loved serving our guru. It wasn't, oh, let's go teach another class. I mean, Anand India wouldn't have been built. But there was so much joy and energy, and I see that in the center leaders now. It's magnetic. It draws people in. God is drawn by your magnetism, your love, your joy, your enthusiasm. Not, gee, I got another meditation coming. And I'm really, it just doesn't work. So, and I think about also the play that Gurgaon Center put on. I wasn't there, but I hear it was just marvelous. It was beautiful. Everybody, I heard from yesterday, I heard the other day, I heard from somebody else. Now, what did it take? It took their love and joy to make that magnetic and make it beautiful. And any project that you have, how does it work? You got to put your whole heart into it. And also any staying on the path, it's the same. So to be successful in anything, as I'm saying specifically about staying on the path and going all the way. I remember I was at a class, doing a class recently, a few months back, and it was a level 4 class. And after I walked out, and the class was fine, and there was, I don't know, 20, 25 people. When I walked out of there, I thought, now, how many people from that class are going to stick with Kriya their whole life, stick with the path their whole life? And I thought, gee, I don't know how many will do it. Wow. I mean, I had to think about that because yes, everybody's in the class and they all, but how many people, think about yourself, how many people are going to go to the very end? And I've seen the big, it's like a funnel. There's a big group at the beginning, introduction to Kriya, whatever it is. Then it scales right down to those who actually take the initiation. And those who take it, how many? Of course, the seed is planted for another lifetime, but try to keep on the path your whole life. And I just want to close with some of the things that pull people away. One is not doing the practices. If you don't do the practices, you forget God. You just get sucked into so many distractions. There's so many things out there you could do. And then that changes your focus, that changes your attunement, that changes your vibration, that changes your centeredness. You wonder what happened. You forgot God because you didn't spend any time with Him. And so remember, you have to keep the practices going. And I remember, I think I said this the last class, maybe I can't remember, but anyways, two things. One thing was Swamiji, when we would get outward building the community and keep going, I remember in America anesthesia, at a certain point he said, now we've got to pull back. Let's pull back and let's have longer meditations. Let's have more Kriya. Let's have Kriya every month. He would just pull us back because we were too outward and we were forgetting why are we doing what we're doing? And so you have to have those times when you just pull back and say, no, I'm going to take a seclusion or I'm going to take a day off and meditate more. I'm going to meditate more every week. And then the second, the other one that I wanted to say was I was in, I can't remember which city, but one man said, he asked a question. He says, Dhyanji, when I travel, I just don't have any time for meditation. I said, oh, is it so? And first thing I said was, I probably travel more than anybody in this room, without a doubt. And then I said, now, when you travel, just answer me this question. do you still eat every day? Do you eat 3 meals? He says, oh yeah, I eat. For sure I eat. I said, well, do you sleep when you travel? He said, oh yeah, I sleep. I said, well, you're doing the things you want to do. How come you can't meditate? He says, okay, I think okay, I'll do it. But you can do it. Don't make an excuse. The second is wrong company, wrong environment. You need the right people around, right satsang. Get into the satsang. Get online if you can't get anywhere else. And I remember when I was away, I had the wrong company. You can feel that vibration. Then the old habits pop up and the old attitudes and the wrong behaviors and your old friends, they come, hey, let's go do this and that. And because you got the wrong energy, your vibration starts changing, your energy changes, you're not spiritually magnetic anymore. There's no glow around you, you don't have the protection. Master told Kumar, that boy, he said, stay in the protection of the ashram. You have to keep the ashram as your meditation, really, and the guru's protection. So the third one is distractions. Now, when we were at Ananda, I was at Ananda village. In the earlier days, there were so many. I mean, it was deep community. Believe me, I was so blessed to live in that community, and in the one in Palo Alto, and San Francisco, and in Italy. You know, now in India, I lived in the different centers here too. But there were always people coming through Ananda Village. So there people were doing different things, healing modalities. So this one person had a sound machine, and they were supposed to heal you from the sound. And so we all did the sound machine. Then a person had lights, and they would shine the lights into your eyes. And this is while Swamiji's there. In fact, he allowed us to do these, and he did some of them himself. Then there was a man, he had cylinders. So there was a man first, he stared into your eyes, and he just looked deep into your eyes, and he was supposed to heal you. And then there were different swamis who Swamiji invited. They were wonderful, some of them, but other ones would take people away with them. People would just get distracted and they'd start following that Swamiji. And then there was, remember Manfredi had cylinders that you wear the cylinder on the airplane, or you put it in your house, you put it in front of your computer. This was really Dwapara. I think they worked. Honestly, I don't know. But the wrong thing was that he started counseling people about different things. And he told me something, and I told Swamiji, and Swamiji said, why are you listening to him? He's no saint. He was not pleased with that. And so distractions come. You go somebody else's talk. Oh, I took Kriya from somebody else now. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go and do this with this other Swami. Oh, this other Swami's got a body and my master doesn't. It goes on and on. Distractions pull you off the path. Distractions. Think about it. There are a gazillion distractions. You got to be centered, clear. How do you stay centered and clear? Meditation, seva, satsang, being with right people, chanting, doing the teachings, the techniques, reading the books, listening to the talks. Finally, wrong attitudes pull you off the path. Laziness. I don't feel like doing it. I don't want to do it. Don't tell me what to do. I know what's right. Negativity is another one. Judgmental attitudes about somebody else. Too much socializing, giggling, and just not being deep. I like to laugh myself, but I have control over it. And some people are just always light. Master told different ones, don't be so light, be deep. A different master himself, he enjoyed having a laugh different times, but Swamiji said when he was deep, he was deep. And finally, I'll say, yeah, time is running out here, but finally I'll say, find a way to add softness and sweetness to your path as well. Relaxation is important. Exercising, getting out into nature. Master told, when Swamiji said to Master, I'm trying this, I'm trying that, I'm doing this technique, I'm doing that today, I'm doing it. Am I not trying hard enough? Master said, you're trying too hard. You need to relax as well. So we need to really have the time. I mean, pranayama helps us to relax. Yoga postures helps us to relax. Energization, getting outside and walking. The second one is there needs to be a balance. Swamiji had us balance. We would get too tense. He would read a P.G. Woodhouse story, or we'd have we'd go swimming, or he'd take us for a boat ride. This was in Italy, or shopping, or a movie, or you can't just go like the whole time. You have to pull back and also have times to relax. The third, and then I just have two more. One is the arts. Music is supremely helpful. I found it so helpful in deepening my meditation. Harmonium, whatever, singing in the choir, Esraj. I'm just like, wow, I needed this so badly. You need it. Chant along with the recordings, or sing along with, get a harmonium or some instrument, tanpura, and sing. Open up your heart. And finally, being with good friends. What a blessing to have Guru Bhais, good friends on the path. Shy away from people who are negative, shy away from people who are worldly, and be with people who are like-minded like you, who are truth seekers. So you can't 100%. I mean, even at the airport, you're with all kinds of people. Even on the airplane, with you all kinds of people. But when you're there, Master told one disciple, "Am I not always with you?" So for sure, be with the gurus, no matter where you go, where you are, and keep that good company. Now, I'll ask Natindra to join and with questions. And before that, I want to say that it's our 5th year anniversary of doing these Wednesday satsangs on yoga and daily life. It's been really a joy. We will keep going. It's not like we're going to end, but I want to give a few statistics that it's been 5 years. We've had over, and we'll show you now, yes, showing now 200 titles of the different talks, master's teachings. We've had over 700 different participants coming to the different programs. And you can go back on YouTube or Facebook. They're all available. And I want to thank Ananda Gurgaon and Natindra for starting these programs and for being the sponsor and being there for everybody, all of us who are really participating and enjoying them. And so we'll be continuing 5, 10 more years, however long we can go. But today is a special day to our 5th year anniversary. Thank you, Nitindra. And now we'll go into questions.
Yes, Dhyana ji, thank you so much, Dhyana ji. Dhyana ji, the first question is that unlike a college degree or many things in our life which have limited time for success, like 4 years and I graduate and so on, but the path to freedom is long. So how can we always remain joyful in this long journey?
I think you need training programs. I was in training at Ananda Village, joyful training. I'm not saying heavy duty, for 7 years, and Jaya said 12 years. So I see people come, and they've been there a few months, and now when am I going to be an acharya, or when I'm gonna find God, or you need some time. And I would say to participate in the longer rhythm programs, either, once you take Kriya, then get into sharing the teachings or living discipleship or sadhaka, or you need to be in an environment of devotees for a long time. And that environment is typically very joyful, very uplifting. You understand a lot more, you learn a lot more, you give a lot more, you're serving a lot more. You need the time. And people who come and go, why do they come and go? It's restlessness. Somebody else said I can do it in a weekend. I get Kriya in a weekend. I do this. And I don't see that works. So anything you want to be successful at, you need time. Isn't it so? And I asked my music teacher, I said, this isn't sounding good. And he says, Dhyana, you need time. He says every time, you need time. Of course, in practice, but time. He said, I've been going 35 years playing music. And of course, we're all impatient and I gotta get it now. But it doesn't come that easily. So take a few deep breaths, get with good company, and walk the path. Run if you want, but don't run yourself into the ground where you everybody else is still walking along and you're laying on the side because you ran yourself in the ground. So it's not a sprint all the way. There are phases. Sometimes you're running, you feel like God is pushing me all the way. Other times you sit on the side and go, what happened? Other times you're walking. Master said sometimes you're walking backwards. I hope, or running backwards. I hope you're not doing that. So, okay, then anything else?
Just one last question, Dhanaji. So I'm a very disciplined person and follow the techniques very diligently, but perhaps my approach is very mechanical. Now, is that okay, or should I develop devotion? And if yes, then how do I develop that?
No, I said you need devotion. You can't be mechanical. And I see these very mental people just ask questions all the time and they're not doing anything. All they're doing is questioning and they don't even hear the answer. And what is devotion means commitment, of course, but it also means openness, receptivity, listening. Master said Rajasi found God because he learned how to listen. And I've been with people, you're talking, and they're not even paying any attention. It's just, you have to be receptive. And as you're receptive, it's by osmosis. So much happens. The guru's power enters the disciple. The guru's grace enters. The answers enter you. Inspiration enters you. Isn't it so? Bliss enters. It's already there, that little part that we have, and the master just pumps his into you, and you just feel alive and awake and joyful and super conscious. And so you can't, you know, you can't be closed off and expect to find God. You have friends who you probably really love to be with who are just energetic and they're happy and there's a two-way conversation and it's and there's joy and then there's others you can talk to your blue and they don't really give anything back. Which do you want to be with? So which does Divine Mother want to be with? The one who's just, like this and joyful and uplifted. And so you need to work on yourself and not be just mentally going after God. Use the examples of our guru, master, use Swamiji, use the people who you see that are happy. And Ananda, I mean, if I came here every week, another topic, wow, I've just been 5 years now. I don't know if I can keep going. It's just, where's the joy in it? So why do I come? I'm happy to do it. I love doing it. I'm joyful. It's a blessing. It's grace. And so that's how you have to come at the path. Like I said at the beginning, rejoice that you're even on the spiritual path and have gurus. Rejoice. You have a center to go to. You have center leaders. Rejoice. You have all these books and talks and music. Rejoice. I mean, you could be in the hospital. You could be anywhere. Even if the hospital, you could still be on the path. But every day now, I've learned to just rejoice and thank God. Be grateful for everything. And because I know He's with me, I know Master's with me, what better gift would a person ever want to have? The world could never give you that. God bless you all. Thank you, Natendra. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye.